project, I mean like lots of moving parts. It's not, it doesn't do the ABC. Well, even if it does ABC, there's still lots of moving parts. All right. So a couple things. I would strongly recommend you use highlighters. Okay, so the gravel has a depth of 4 inches. So there's some depth to it, which is probably gonna mean that there's gonna be volume attached. Any other measurements, I don't see them. What I do see is that gravel, which is that smaller part here, is sold per cubic foot, right? So you've got inches, you've got cubic foot, you got to watch out for that. And you also have that the grass covers everything in square feet. So you've got inches, feet, so you got to watch out for that. Here I see that it's feet and feet. So generally I go to feet when that is the case. I turn everything into feet if I need to. So always watch for conversions. It also emphasizes that all items must be purchased in whole units. Can I just say something about that? Sometimes, certain years, the province has said you may buy any quantity you want. Like, it doesn't have to be whole. You can do partial. If they say that, then it's just a license to just round it to 2 decimals, right? When you're about to figure out the cost. Like, for example, fuel at a pump, fuel stops exactly when you stop, right? You can buy 0.001 of a liter. So that would be in a scenario where you can, but most of the time you round to whole when it's renovations, okay? So let's do the gravel part first. I'll break this down into gravel and grass. Okay, so for the gravel, there's going to be a depth to it of 4 inches. So I'm thinking cylinder, right? So total volume for the gravel is 1/4. I don't know if you caught that. It's 1/4 of a cylinder. And I'm just going to go volume of, let me just make sure I don't get this one wrong. I don't need to subtract anything, do I? Because it's just this part. So it's just basically 1/4 of the volume of a cylinder. Okay, that's all I need there. So let's figure out the volume. 1/4, and this will be pi r squared, and the radius for the small one is 145, so they provided that, squared times the height. And the height is what we call the depth, right? There's technically, if you want to look at it this way, there's a 4-inch, sorry, I almost failed art. So anyways, so 4 inches, right? So 4/12. I told you yesterday, if you were here, if you have inches and you put 12 under it, and now you turn that into feet. So if you want to keep it that way, you go for it. So this is what the volume of the infield will be. So let's see here, total volume is 1/4 of, and I'll break it down because my key is a little different than this. So I go pi times 145 squared, and then you can do it times 4 divided by 12 if you'd like. So that's what I get here. 328 and something, and I go divide it by 4 basically, right? So it's 5,504. Yes. 0.3321 and then something. And we are talking volume, and everything is in feet, so it's cubic feet so far. And so we can now calculate the cost. We're assuming that we can only buy a cubic foot at a time. So when it comes to cost, I will turn this into 5,505, okay, cubic feet, and I multiply that by $1.50. that's 8,257.5, and you can leave it like that because it's not dollars. Oh, this is dollars, sorry, oops. I know what I'm doing, sort of, okay? So let's break down the marks for this part right here. So I would say for you doing this part right here, I'll give you 1 mark, okay? And then you quartering it, that is a concept, I'll give you 1 mark for that as well. And then we're gonna add taxes to this here. It's up to you. If you did it separately and add it and then you tax this later, I don't care, as long as you tax correctly, we're gonna give that a mark as well. Sorry, I said taxing, right? So let's go times 1.12. As long as you taxed at 1 point, you're going to get this mark. So for some of you, I can see you did it this way, others did it the other way, it doesn't matter. You're going to get the tax mark, basically. So as long as you tax here and for the other part, the seeds, you get that tax mark, okay? So I hope you, what could have gone wrong? If you forgot to divide by 4, take off 1 mark. Yeah. If you have it showing up, but you didn't do it, it's only half a mark deduction. Yeah.
What if I did like the formula mistakes all right, but I got the wrong? Like I did 320 instead of 125. So everything's wrong, but I did everything
Oh, you grabbed this one.
right. Yeah.
So you have exactly what I have. You just have 320 in here. I'd say that's a -1, unfortunately. But everything from here on in, you're gonna get that right. It's like, sorry, I'm gonna, Shauna. So you use the 145. You flipped it for the next part. I'm guessing, maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah, like the second part.
Yeah, that will be right because we understand that you're mixing it up. Yeah.
What if I just like, for the radius, what if I like divided 145 by 2?
Oh, yeah. That's a -1 as well. Yeah, sorry. It's okay today. Today, like ACs, honestly, they're like a little fly landing on your shoulder. You don't even feel it. So just learn. That's what I want you to do. Any other questions? We're good? Okay. So let's do the seeds, because that's the other part we need to figure out the cost. Here it's just, there's no thickness to it, it's just area. I know because it's sold in square feet, right? That's what I pay for, and there's no depth to it. So now I need to just figure out this area here. So total area is going to be, don't forget about the quarter, it's going to be area large minus area small. I don't know. You do whatever works for you, okay? So I'm pretending like there's a big circle and there's a small one here. I'm gonna subtract the small one from the large one, and then I will quarter it to just be left with this. So that's what this is doing here. So a quarter area of the large would be pi r squared minus pi r squared. I use capital and lowercase. So there we go. Pi, the radius of this one is 320. You square that. Minus 145 squared. There. Sorry, you can't see that. There you go. And then we clean it up. 1/4. I'm doing this with you, just in case. 320 squared times pi. I'll just do that all in one shot. 25,647.10 something, and I quarter that. That's 63,911.7 0.75 something. We're not done yet, right? So let's do this, the breakdown here. I would say if you're subtracting, I give you a mark. Like if I see that you're subtracting the areas. If once you quarter it, for the quartering, you get another mark. So subtracting 1, quartering 1, like this part right here where you get this. And let's keep going. Now we need to figure out, they come in bags, right? So I'll figure out bags. I gotta use this one. Did I copy it right? Yeah. You'll stop me, right? So I'm gonna divide it by a bag which covers 6,500 square feet, right? So you cancel that out. So I'm bringing this down. That is 9.83 something, and that's approximately 10 bags that I need to purchase. You get a mark for this, like you getting, so obviously if you got this wrong, let's say you got it wrong because you subtracted wrong, right? Then you lose that mark. But if you got this number wrong and you're quartering, I still give you the quartering mark. You know what I mean? And then if I see you with whatever square footage you got, dividing it by 6,500, I give you that mark too for figuring out the quantities you need to purchase. So it's a big chain reaction here. Now cost. So that would be 10 times 16, right? $16 a pop. And I'm going to add taxes to it right away. So it's 160 times 1.12 essentially. So it's 179.2. I will give you another mark for this because you're multiplying and stuff, but I'm not giving you another mark for the taxes. And now total. Total cost would be 8257. No, sorry. Not the way I'm going to do it here at least. I got to add this and this. So I'll put a little A here, and I'll put a little B there, and I'll just show you that I'm adding A plus B. And here we go, 9248.4 plus 179.2. That's 9,427.60. Yeah. Phew, I have the same answer as my key, and I did it completely differently. So that's okay. So you get a mark for this as well. Just giving marks away today. A mark for you and a mark for you, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for taxing, 7, 8. Okay, so we're going to make this out of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to make this out of 8. So cross that out, just put an 8 there and put your mark at the top. And make sure your first and last name is on there because I want to see how you did. If you're not sure what you got, you're not getting 0 today. If you did something, you ain't getting 0. Right? I'll come and check. Yeah. Okay. I wanted to, can you just listen for one moment here? My plan was to do truncated cone, but I think I'm going to leave that for Monday because it's not super popular, but I just want you to be prepared for it. I want you to look at it though with me, maybe after I collect it.